So how to apply for aid? To apply for federal aid, a student can complete the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Please make sure you go to FAFSA.gov, because if you go to FAFSA.com, they will charge $80 for what is supposed to be a free application. So make sure you go to FAFSA.gov. And the FAFSA is going to screen students for these different types of federal aid. It is going to screen students for Pell Grants and the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant. Grants are just for students pursuing their first bachelor's degree, so it's not for graduate coursework. The FAFSA also screens students for federal direct student loans. Both undergraduate and graduate students can receive federal direct student loans. It screens students for the Parent Plus loan. That is for the parents of dependent undergraduates. And then it also screens students for the Federal Grad Plus loan, and that is for graduate students only. The priority date to complete the FAFSA is March 15th here at UGA, but this is not a deadline, it's just a priority date. Students who complete the FAFSA after that date may not receive priority consideration for limited funds. So the earlier you complete the application, the better. And this date will be changing. For the 2017-18 academic year, the FAFSA is going to become available in October. So we are in the process of determining what our new priority date is going to be. But currently for the 2016-17 year, that date is March 15th. Again, students can complete the application after this date, but certain limited funds might be exhausted by the time we award the student. When it comes to how much you can borrow in student loans, if you are pursuing a bachelor's degree here at UGA through the online program, you are coming in as a junior. And so when it comes to juniors, if you look on this chart, you can see where it says level 3 and 4. That is how much you can borrow. If you are a dependent undergraduate, you can borrow up to $7,500 for the year. If you're an independent student, you can borrow $12,500 for the year. So that third amount is how much you can borrow. If you are a graduate student pursuing a graduate degree online, then that top number, the $20,500, is the maximum you can borrow for the year in federal direct student loans as a graduate student. We do encourage students to utilize federal loans over private loans, and the reason why is because the interest rates are pretty low in comparison to a private loan. Currently, for undergraduate loans, the interest rate is 4.29% fixed. For graduate unsubsidized loans, it's 5.84% fixed, and for the Grad Plus loans, it's 6.84% fixed. So all loans that are dispersed between July 1st, 2015 and June 30th, 2016 will have the rates as shown, and they will stay at that rate for the life of the loan. They do adjust interest rates each year, so loans that are dispersed July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017 will have a different interest rate than the loans that were dispersed during the current academic year, but it should be a comparable interest rate between 4 and 6%. So because it is a fixed rate for the life of the loan, we do encourage students to utilize the federal loans, because sometimes with private student loans through banks, they have variable interest rates that can fluctuate and rise, and it's better to have that locked-in interest rate. Students do have to be enrolled at least half-time in order to receive a loan. For undergraduates, for federal loan purposes, half-time is 6 hours. For graduate students, the federal government says if you want to receive a loan here at UGA, you have to be enrolled in 5 hours during the fall, 5 hours during the spring, and 3 hours during the summer, and then you can receive your loan. That being said, your program may require that you be in a certain amount of hours each semester if you wish to participate in that online program. So there are some online programs that do require that you be in at least 6 hours per semester. So keep in mind that your program may have a higher enrollment requirement than the federal government requires for loan purposes. If you are an undergraduate student pursuing an initial bachelor's degree, so your first bachelor's degree, you may possibly be able to receive HOPE or the Zell Miller Scholarship for your coursework. To apply for HOPE or the Zell Miller, you can do so through GA College 411. It's very easy. You just go to GA College 411, click on Shortcuts, and then complete something called the Georgia Scholarship Grant Application. With the HOPE, you qualify can depend upon your grade point average, how long it's been since you graduated from high school, a variety of factors. So if you're wanting to find out if you qualify for HOPE or Zell for your bachelor's degree coursework, definitely contact our office and we can see whether or not it's possible for you to qualify for HOPE or the Zell Miller Scholarship. When it comes to how much it costs to participate in our online programs, if you are in the online Bachelor's of Business Administration, the amount is $562 per credit hour, and then also you pay in student fees $591 per semester. And you're basically charged the same thing whether or not you're classified as in-state or out-of-state. You're charged the same amount. If you are in the online Bachelor's of Special Education, only Georgia residents can participate in this program, and the amount is $4,682 per semester, and your student fees are also $591 per semester. If you are in an online graduate program, we have the tuition listed. So for a majority of our graduate programs online, the amount per credit hour is $629. But you can see that towards the end of this chart, there are a few programs that have a little bit higher amount than the $629. But it will range from $629 to $984 depending upon your program. And then you also have the charge of student fees per semester of $591. We do encourage you to also search for scholarships to help pay for your college coursework. There are websites such as fastweb.com or collegeboard.com where you can set up a profile. And basically what you do is you input information about yourself, where you're from, your ethnicity, what you're studying, your GPA, your religion, your hair color, all these different things, and they will email you scholarships that match your profile. So definitely check out FastWeb and College Board. Also on this page, you can see that the last website listed is osfa.uga.edu/announcement. This is our web page, and we post scholarship announcements there that we receive notification of. And what we do is when we receive a scholarship notification from an outside donor, we basically review the information to make sure it's legitimate, and then we post it to our website. There are a lot of scholarship opportunities out there that have upcoming due dates of April, May, June, and July on our website. So definitely go to our website and check those out. For example, there is one on our website from a company, I think they're called Ovid, where basically it requires you write an essay about being the leader. And I think it has a due date of April 30th, and if you're chosen, you might get a scholarship. But there are many more besides that one, so definitely check out our website. And many of those scholarships say you have to be either an undergraduate or a graduate student to apply. So sometimes students think scholarships are just for undergraduates, but they're also for graduate coursework as well. So read the scholarship criteria, see if it lists undergrads and grads as being eligible to apply, and if so, then it certainly won't hurt to apply for those scholarships. Do beware of scholarship scams. When you're applying for scholarships, we here at UGA do try to make sure that anyone we post on our website is legitimate. But when you're doing your own research, you may come across scholarships that charge an application fee. If they charge a fee for a scholarship, that is usually a scam. You should not have to pay money for a scholarship. If they charge you money to redeem your scholarship, then that's also a scam as well. If they say, if you sign up for our service, we guarantee that you're going to be awarded some funds. If you read the fine print, it will say, if you receive a student loan, you have received funds and we have fulfilled our obligation, you can apply for a student loan for free by filling out the FAFSA. So those guaranteed scholarship search services are usually scams. And then if someone contacts you pretending to be from the IRS, that is a scam also. There is a scam that's been going around for the past couple of years where students receive phone calls from someone claiming to be from the IRS, and the caller states, we know that you've been awarded financial aid funds and you haven't appropriately reported those to the IRS, and you currently owe the IRS anywhere from $200 to $400. If you don't immediately pay this money, we are going to have you sent to jail. That is a scam. That is not real. What happened to one of our students is one of our students got that phone call, and then the student's bank account was wiped out the next day. So definitely, if they are asking for a bank account number or a credit card number, that is a scam. Hang up the phone. If you're nervous about it, then call the IRS or call our office, and we'll research it and make sure that it is legitimate, or we can figure out whether or not it's a scam. And with that, I'm going to open it up to any questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to type those in the chat box, and I'll try to respond to those. I'll give you a few minutes to type any questions you might have. Okay. If we don't have any questions, then I'm going to go back real quickly to our contact information. So I'm going to scroll back to our contact information and review that again with you. So if you think of any questions later on, this is our contact information. You can call us at 706-542-6147, or you can send us an email at osfa@uga.edu, or you can visit our website to get additional information. When you send an email, if you would like for me to respond to that email, just say "Attention Mandy," and I'll be glad to respond to that. So it looks like there are two questions, so let me see if I can find those questions. Give me just one moment. Let's see. Okay, the first question says, do you need to be accepted before you complete the FAFSA? Also, is the priority date still March 15th if you're planning on starting in summer 2016? When it comes to the FAFSA, if you haven't been accepted yet, you can go ahead and complete the FAFSA and include our school code on the FAFSA. So that way, once you are accepted to UGA, we have immediate access to your FAFSA application. If you're planning on starting school in the summer, so summer 2016, you will be completing the 2015-16 FAFSA in order to receive aid for the summer. And yes, for that academic year, March 15th was a priority date for completing the FAFSA, but you can still complete it even though March 15th has already occurred. Let me see if I can find our second question. The one question I now see is, take one course a semester, does that mean I cannot receive loans? For federal aid purposes, you have to be enrolled at least half-time to receive a loan. So if you are in a graduate program, half-time for federal loan purposes is 5 hours fall, 5 hours spring, and 3 hours during the summer. If you're just taking one course a semester, typically that's 3 hours, so you would not be able to get loans during the fall or the spring, but you could get a loan during the summer. So sometimes students who are in that situation, when summer rolls around, they borrow what they can, the maximum they can in the loans during the summer, and then they use that for future semesters. They set some aside and use that money for future semesters. But yes, you do have to be enrolled half-time in order to receive a loan. I'm looking to see if we have any additional questions. I think those may be all of the questions we have. Let me just check one more time.
Jeez. Lord have mercy. Mm.
I think those are all of the questions we have. So thank you so much for your participation. If you think of any other questions, office a call or send us an email. And if you'd like to ask for Mandy, definitely feel free to do so. I'm Mandy Branch, and I work in our office as our Assistant Director of Outreach and Training, and I'll be glad to help you out with any questions you might have. If there are no more questions, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.